Hey guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we've got another turn here for you. And oh boy, was it a big one. Was it a big one. And Sack, by the way, scripted most of this turn, which is nice. I'd been doing a lot of the previous ones. We've been looking at each of them both, and each doing little things, but the majority of the war I've scripted so far. He did a lot of testing and stuff, as we talked about last time, though. So, but Zach has done an excellent job. Probably one of the most complicated fights I've ever done. No, I mean, not exactly. Yeah, pretty close. Lots of theory crafting about, like, all right, shadow boxing, right? He'll do this, we'll do this. Well, if we do that and he does this, then we do this. It's kind of like we were playing the fight out in our head. And every time we played it out, the enemy would evolve to what we were doing. And then we played it out again where we evolved to what they did. But in reality, we hadn't really ever fought yet. And the important battle is, I believe, here in Ostermark. Mammon doesn't really attack us. We'll cover that. So, sadly, we're not going to be able to title this episode Operation Grand Theft Piggy. Though hopefully that will be coming up soon. Wait, let me do this again, guys. I had it on fast mode. We can't do it on fast mode. I have to cast this for you, give you the play-by-play. All right, that was a turn 0 Fog Warriors going off from our Master Brain. And the thought here is he's probably going to get Magic Dueled. And he would get Magic Dueled right before his second spell could go off. Which is Anti-Magic, which we hope to get off, but if we don't, not the end of the world. He's doing basically a big Mage Ball with a punch people on guard commander. And the idea is our chaff hordes surround him. They jump in, and they're unable to get through the body ethereal, luck, fog warriored. Because bear in mind, our chaff does not have magic weapons, and we only have like 10 gam herdings here, maybe 20. So they're going to struggle to get through this, right? And he's going to just pummel me with these souped up, super high power, whatchamacallit? Iron Blizzards. And as the case may require, Gifts of Heaven. And he'll have Mass Flight on himself and Fog Warriors and all these other things. And these are bait squads to catch my attack rear people. So that's what he's done. And he's taken some countermeasures for Earthquake and stuff he knows we're likely to do. What he probably doesn't know, but he might have figured out, is that we're going to do bone grinding. Because we've already done it a little bit against Mammon. We did it in one battle a little bit. And we showed him the gear in one of the previous fights with this army that we could do it. However, this army was disjointed into two small, basically counter-raiding armies that had been scripted to do Darkness and Fog Warriors, not bone grinding. And when we moved it on top of this fort, it was like we were combining them from their counter-raiding jobs, where they wouldn't have really had the tools to do what they needed to do all that we're going to do. But we had moved scouts in, and then we magic phased a bunch of dudes in. So we had scouts with a bunch of gems to resupply, anticipating we were going to do this. And, yeah. So, our plan is to get the turn 0 Fog Warriors off. And Fog Warriors is one of the only ways to counter bone grinding. And that's because bone grinding, even though it's armor negating damage, it is not magical damage. So it will only do 1 damage rather than the 3 plus DRN for that it would normally do. Now, what's going to happen next is we're going to have the Communion Masters go off. We have some Creeping Dooms get cast, apparently. That's not going to matter much. One thing that's a little odd is I believe this dude... No. This dude has a Crown of the Magi. And this is the only way, if you don't have innate caster, to get Fog Warriors off before Bone Grinding. So turn 1 Bone Grinding is pretty hard to deal with, because you actually need a very special artifact, which, you know, not even every nation has the pass to forge one of these. But he's got one. He's put it on the wrong dude, though. It needs to be on... I don't even know who would do it. He'd probably have to have an Artificial Communion or like a Crystal Shield or something, because he would need a booster for one of his Haggadrots, who is an Air 3. Yeah, basically, there's one in here with the Air Hat. This guy's Air 3. He's got a Skull Staff. Do I get the tile wrong? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this guy. Okay. Huh. I'm not even sure which one he has to do turn 1 Fog Warriors. What the hell? I thought I could have sworn he had it, because we were checking the previous turn. You need to be Air 4 to do turn 1 Fog Warriors. Nope. Nope. The Silver Wizard, maybe? Okay, this guy's doing turn 1 Fog Warriors. So, anyway, but to put this Crown of the Magi on one of these dudes, you have to take this off and put it somewhere else. And then you need to give them another booster, which is either going to be the even more expensive air booster, the Wind in a Jar, or a Crystal Shield. And I think the Crystal Shield is probably the most obvious answer here. But that would let him do turn 1 Fog Warriors. Now, we planned on that, and we had ways of popping it. So... yeah, let's just watch. That was a lot of bone grinding. That was 1, 2. We should have had more. The problem with bone grinding is we can interrupt ourselves. There's ways to kind of dodge it with Body Ethereal and... let me see. I think this guy's broken the log. So this guy cast it already once. That's the first one. This guy has cast it. This guy, I believe he's trying to cast it. I don't think he has yet. And this guy should be casting it too. He did. So we've gotten 3 off already. I just can't see where the third one was. It's somewhere in this mess. But we might have a 4th one going. I'm not sure if it was interrupted. Nope. So one of our 4 got interrupted, because we had 4 going off. I think. And I'll watch this part again, because I want... not only is that first thing cool, but I want to watch the bone grindings hit while we're zoomed in here. Alright, so that thinned out the Mage Core pretty good. And if we look at it post that... a lot of his mages are dead. Probably at least half. And we've killed a lot of the Knights of the Chalice, too. Yeah, probably about half of them almost. And I'm pretty sure about half of the Elite Warriors as well. Basically, we've killed about half of his stuff already. And it's, by the way, turn 1 of combat. So he's already dancing with the HP route threshold now. And now we're going to get to see the rest of his script. Fog Warrior still hasn't come out for him. He's got Marble Warriors coming out. I think we killed his Air Mage. Add up to the Silver Order. Yeah. So this was his Fog Warriors caster. So he's not going to have Fog Warriors. He does have Body Ethereal, which, because that negates magic damage, is going to protect some of these mages from future bone grindings. Because we're not done. Our plan was, okay, if he did... because he didn't reveal, by moving this army out to break siege the previous turn, he didn't reveal if he had figured out the counter. Okay, so what all happened there was a bunch of bloodlettings, followed by, I believe, another bone grinding. Or no, here go the bone grindings. This was round 2 of bone grinding. Yeah, and that just killed everything, the second round. There was another round of like 3 or 4. Now, sadly, it's also going to mess our own dudes up some. Because we're getting hit, and we still take at least 1 damage through all of that. But nobody said this would be easy. And there's another... Okay, so the idea the bloodletting is going to pop mist form. There's no mist form to pop, so we ended up just kind of nuking some of our own dudes. That's what happened. But this is like... We would have needed it, potentially, if he turned 1 Fog Warriored. The other reason we were okay doing a strategy like this is because we just have higher base HP in general, like on our mages, on our troops, everything. So that even if he did get turn 1 Fog Warriors off with Fast Casting Hat, even if he did do that, he would have still been taking 1 damage through Fog Warriors. And we had... Now, he could have done, like, Mass Regen or something, but I don't think his tech's good enough for that. And then our guys, we just have a lot higher HP. And so then when Bloodletting hit, it would hopefully wash off some of it. And then even if it didn't, the second round of Bone Grinding, 8 Bone Grindings is still going to basically HP route the army. Even if he has Fog Warriors up. So... You know, it's expensive and we kill a lot of our own dudes. He also put up Solar Brilliance. He did almost all the right things, except he didn't do the things he had to do to deal with our extremely devastating blow. But he would have... Guys, this is what you can't see because we're, like, whipping his ass. But he would have slaughtered this army without Bone Grinding. I mean, it would have been... taken to Pound Town. Like, I can't describe to you how badly he would have demolished this if he got to sit here in his mage circle and blast us with Iron Blizzard and have Solar Brilliance up. I mean, it would have been disgusting. He would have just brutalized us. But we did not allow that to happen. And as a result... He got taken to Pound Town, not us. We lost 270 dudes. We lost 1 salvaged brain. And our Plague Doctors, we lost 1 of them, but I think this guy came back as a white mage. So this was pretty close to an all-in from ctalis. This was a fair amount of Zayedans, not a ton. A lot of Knights of the Chalice. And... yeah, and obviously basically his whole mage corps. I mean, we were frustrated because there's been nothing to steal in, like, these forts. And, yeah, I mean, that's annoying. How are we going to steal your shit when you don't have any mages in your forts? So, you know, what are we going to do? Well, all the mages were in this army, and we've now killed them all. And there's no mages in this fort. There's, like, 4 adepts of the Silver Order in this fort. God, it would be good to get this air income. Oh, it's actually mostly water income. So that was that. We had a lot more happen this turn. We're going to go through the rest by the normal part of the turn, but I wanted to give y'all the juicy bit up front. Raven Feast, we're running out of really... Our blood hunting operations... Well, how do we put this? We've already killed most of the people in provinces we're blood hunting, and so we're just not getting as many corpses as we used to. So the death gem business is not like it was. We cast Voice of Apsu, didn't get anything. Maryland and Venusaur have put up Earthblood Deepwell. So that's good for them. That means they're going to have item hell. They're busy doing Mastersmith bullshit. And yeah, they're going to have more things with 1 gem items than I've ever seen. So, okay, we had this. This was just cutting off retreat routes from the ctalis battle. Didn't really work because we missed. He attacked out with in one of the other provinces. And then we have a bunch of assassination battles. This is all centered around this Mammon fort we're storming. And Sack and I had been preparing for Mammon assassins. We knew to attack, we'd have to be able to deal with these guys. And we figured the best way is lifelong protection. These guys all have bodyguards too, but honestly, dying to an Anankwi assassin is like, okay, it's just going to happen. I mean, these guys are some of the best assassins, but there's 600 gold assassins, all right? This is like a... You want to be using 600 gold units to, like, win battles, primarily. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't do them, but I'm just saying you're paying so much for them. It's a slow to recruit cap mage, costs 600 gold. You're paying so much, it's like... I mean, okay, you won the assassination battle, but now you're kind of fucked. And then over here, he assassinates again. So he's killed a nurse so far. This guy had a ton of slaves come with him. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. But this guy was basically made to fight assassins. Well, he's got the minimal kit of gear. And the beast bats land, and we have a lifelong protection, and so does he. But our guy is really thick, and his guy is not. If he had some more armor here, it'd be interesting. I think we still would have won. Alright, so that's minus a 600 gold mage, and this is, I think the heart's only 10 slaves. But this is 40, so it's 50 slaves. Rip. We killed 2 thaumaturgs inside the fort. We killed a Mound King inside the fort. And we corrupted 1 thaumaturg. This one actually had 7 pearls on it, so that was a nice haul. And we killed another thaumaturg. And yeah, so that was the assassin battles. And then we have a bunch of small raiding battles. This one actually barely failed. We'll watch this. Would have been nice for this to work. It's looking right now like it should work. It's like we brought 1 more long dead. Are these Wolf Tribe? Yeah, okay. They barely hold. We needed a couple more long dead. Down here, we attack with a bigger force. Kill his PD. Kill the few slingers and human troops he had. But let's do this from the map. This part's a little boring. So, here was where we bounced. Here we attacked with this dude. This is kind of cool. This is a Buddha, like, melee thug. We didn't have... I really want to give him armor. We didn't have any, so... You know, we deal with what we... Or we do what we can with what we have. And we needed somebody to raid, and by God, this guy's gonna do it. Yoink. And then the Shaitan raids on top of this. He's going to be very hard to hit. He has no armor. Just missed for him. Oh, I forgot, he has glamour. How did... I could have sworn he did mirror image. That did actually do it. I wonder how that works, because it normally doesn't work on things with glamour. But there's always a weird thing with Shaitan where when you first hit them, it's like Unseen takes priority over Mirror Image or something. I don't know. Like when you first hit them, they go into Mirror Image mode as Unseen disappears. Something like that. Well, he takes that. Our Fire Melkort we move south, and there's a big pile of garbage here. I don't know if this was a blood hunting operation or what. But, yeah, he kills a bunch of stuff. Is he fatiguing out? Yeah, he's fatigued out. Boots of Quickness, maybe not the best choice. Either way, though, we killed their stuff. This was the small little raiding squad we had that hit this, so we now are in possession of the first gate, which is excellent. And he pings us out. So all these assassination battles were in this fort. He pings us on the outside of the fort with a gym bait dude. This dude will cause gym use. It's just a bunch of garbage he had laying around, like the worst 5 items he could pick. The unfortunate thing about this isn't actually the gym baits. It's he's going to see our pans, which are clearly set up to do beast mastery. I would say the odds of this slipping by him, of him not noticing, are approximately 0. Nevertheless, I think we march forward. He doesn't really have an answer to us except maybe mass assassins. Several Ananqui. I mean, it's possible we have everybody spend a turn and make a Shadow Imp, and then go in, and he'll get 7 assassinations off. And it's like, okay, you kill 7 of our dudes. I hope they're the right ones. What else is in here? The Tenu. I can't remember if those are the commander or not. If these guys can make it down here, okay, they can. I think we just bring warm bodies to distract. I don't think he's going to have all, like, 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or however many Ananqui he has left. I don't think they're all going to assassinate. So I think we just bring... I don't want to wait a turn. We also pulled this guy back. Worried that they would magic duel him. But notably, this guy didn't get magic dueled here, and I don't think he actually had it scripted. Now, he had to magic phase in, so it was a surprise he showed up. Like, we had a bunch of things that surprise showed up here that were not part of that force. But, anyway. We didn't lose any... Or we didn't lose this Master Brain. This guy retreated. And then we had the fort battle inside, where he actually has a fair amount of stuff. He's got like 10 Seir. He's got these guys. But he doesn't have the right kind of mages. And we've probably messed up with any scripting he had for the Thaumaturgs, because we've killed or stolen like 4 or 5 of them. I think it's 4. And that's how that go. Again, we've petrified them. They've got 1,000,000 protection. Alright. So we take that battle. We lose just the tiniest amount of chaff. Kill another 270. So when you add it all up, you know, not much happened on the Mammon front, but we still killed, you know, 270, and then here we killed another 80. We had a battle on the cap too, where we killed another 70. This, I was assuming he was going to all in and attack us, and so this was meant to cut off retreat routes. And so he's got a bunch of piggies up here. Fortunately, our guys get the wise idea to peace out, because that battle certainly was not going our way. We kill some of the piggies. Kill a lot of the long dead chaff, though. That's actually kind of more important, because the piggies aren't going to be any good in the upcoming fights. There's also an assassin in here. It would be kind of good to patrol him out. But I have a feeling he's going to move him towards the cap. But who knows? We do not know such things. Oh, I have 2 milkworts. It may be... I don't know if I... Whoops. I don't know if we really need to. We kind of need some more lifelong protections, too. Our blood hunting was really... Not much blood came in this turn. You can see we only have 80, and I haven't spent any. We were getting up to, like, 150. I'm not totally sure what happened. I think... I'm not actually sure. I think basically our provinces are just getting a little depleted, is what's really happening. So we might need to move operations or something. We probably need to set up some new ones. Sack was making some sanguine dowsing rods. I think I canceled some of them because we needed slaves for some of these fights, for some of the raiding operations. But yeah, I think that's all the Mammon fights. And then down in ctalis, he attacks here, which was important because this was his only retreat route. So he didn't have much retreat from this fight, but he had 4 druids retreat and a naiad. So this gave them some place to go. And it's not much of a silver lining, but it's a silver lining. So anyway, and there's a couple of Zayedans here too. So, but we also stormed the fort afterwards. And there were just a few elite warriors inside. And this is a pretty juicy province. It's 17,000 population. It's got a lot of unrest right now, but we can fix that. And this gives us... I mean, this is all of his military power. I think this is by far and away his hardest army. He's got some druids here and stuff we might have to fight. But I think he's boned now. I think we've killed his mage corps. So there's nothing much left for him to do to fight us. I think the question now is how quickly can we take this stuff? I've just told El Shu they can have this. The problem is El Shu doesn't have the ability to take things very quickly. Like, they can raid, but they can't really take infrastructure quickly. They don't have a ton of siege chaff. You know, they're like, you know, they can have these guys and these guys. Like, these are Haggadron. Like, they super expensive cav. These are like the worst siege units ever. And they don't have a terribly easy way to get siege chaff. Now, I haven't really seen their army, so I don't know what they're running around with. So maybe they maybe they have some summon or something they figured out. But point being, they're gonna need some stuff. And I told them they could get these. That being said, we may take it and then give it to them later, in exchange for like a longer peace agreement. Because we need to get these forts to not produce enemy units, and the easiest way to do that is to take them over. The other thing, though, is that we have 3 thrones, these 3. If we get this one, that's 4, and we only need 2 more to win. This one is incapable of being defended. I mean, he could move the cap army here and kick me off of it before I sieged. But that comes with a whole slew of risks. And this one would be difficult to defend. There's not much in here. So basically everything ctalis has except for his cap is now forfeit. And it's just a matter of kind of the laws of thermodynamics making that happen. And yeah, that's what's happening over here. And here we get to have one more super epic fight. So I was sad we didn't get to have it this time, and I'm sad that he scouted our big piggy play. But he's got a problem, and his problem is he's got like 6 cards in his hand, and 5 of them are fucking pigs, and we have the fucking pig trap card. So I don't know what his 6th card is, right? But he can play it. It better not be pigs. It better not be pigs. I think it's assassins. So I think we just bring a bunch of garbage. Whoever can make it comes. We just bring garbage on top of his cap. And we 1-turn pop it. And that's it. And we're going to need enough gems to be able to... we're going to need enough gems to be able to survive probably 3 battles. So we'll probably put some on a scout. Do enough for just the first one. And then... yeah. This is also, by the way, a very nice province. Yeah. And we can probably build, oh, he's destroyed the lab here. Huh. Or did it burn down? Oh, it burned down. What an asshole. I mean, he didn't do it. That was the game event system. Did that just happen this turn? I think it did. Huh. Yeah, okay. Province income -10. Rip. Where is this? Okay. Well, I think we got another blood hunting province. Yeah. So anyway, things are spiraling rapidly out of control. I don't think everybody knows. I think they need to... I don't know how good of a job... The problem is they've probably been crying wolf. Like, these guys have been asking people to attack us for whenever. And that's kind of the problem. Like, when you cry wolf and you're like, oh, we have to do something about Sanatorium, right? And you're playing Mammon, it's like, okay, whatever, dude. Right? Because it's like, if they won against me, they would have won the game. And basically, I think. Because, yeah. They had like a weak southern neighbor already, in addition to eating me. It would be very, very rough for everybody else. So, anyway, they've been saying that, and nobody wanted to do it, because people know that if Mammon beats me, then they win the game, because they then just eat El Shu. And then it's like, good luck, right? Because I think we know how that goes. The problem, though, now is that they really do... Now things are dire, because not only did they lose, but they lost decisively, right? Like, as decisively... I mean, they've made us bleed some, but they've lost about as decisively as I think it's possible to, given their position. And furthermore, they didn't just lose in a 1v1. Their partner in crime also lost. And that's the real deciding factor. If we just won against Mammon, I think things would be fine. But we've won against both of them. We are going to be enormous, guys. I mean, and we've got one more turn of hard work to do with Mammon. But we've done most of the hard work here with ctalis. And now we're just going to be reaping. Like, I don't know how much more rating pressure he can put out. You know, it is not a good time for these guys. So the thing is, they should be diploing very hard against... I mean, they've always been diploing hard against us, but everybody else actually should make moves. The problem, though, is that, you know, Sea of Ice is up, so I have word that these guys have been... One of these provinces over here, I think it's like this one, 140. These guys have been gatewaying Meteorite Guard in, right? So they have a big pile of Meteorite Guard here. And so that's a thing. And then they've got, as soon as Sea of Ice comes down, which presumably they're saving to dispel it, then they're going to, you know, probably go for a Throne Rush is my bet. But... anyway, so everybody on the coast is worried about that, them going for a Throne Rush or coming back out and fighting. Meanwhile, Gripazon has a few more turns left to finish off Hue. And then once they're done, they can get in on some of this hot vulture action, but really they're probably going to have to turn around and fight us. And I don't think we're not going to declare war on them, but they'll declare war on us, I expect. The elves need to make a play, and I think the elves want to attack these guys. And I don't know if they have a non-aggression pact, but I fully expect them to get elfed. Them fighting each other is, if they fight each other, it's basically good game, I think, from where the game state is now. Now, there's a ton that we know that they don't. Like, we know exactly how all these battles are going, and we know the extent to which shit is about to go crazy. But if they fight each other and we just gobble up everything, it will be completely unstoppable with the kind of nation that we have. And they really don't have long. They really need to attack us very, very, very soon. Like, in their non-aggression pacts this turn and attack. So we'll see if they actually do it. Yeah, anyway. Okay. Let's, oh, we got a couple more shade in here. Yeah, I think that's mostly it for the meat of the turn. There's some considerations we need. We were talking about this a little bit at the end. We're now 3 turns away from, maybe more. Yeah, I think we're 4 turns away from Thom 9. We might speed that up. I know we picked up a couple research boosters. Just from like that gym bait dude. And I know we got like 1 or 2 off of, or no, maybe we didn't. I was thinking we got a couple off of ctalis too, but I don't think we did. So we're going to have to get the Raktapada economy going again. We probably need to build this temple back. We probably got 2 temples to build. We need to build a temple here and here. And we'll get that booming with our Dominion. I think we're going to go all in on their capital. And just while we have a ton of momentum, while he doesn't have answers to Beast Mastery, we just slam him. And, I mean, the thing, all that he can do now that he knows we're doing Beast Mastery is do a Starshine Skullcap and have somebody do... and have somebody do turn 1 anti-magic. But that is not a strong counter. That is like a very soft counter. To the amount of Beast Mastery we're doing, they're going to be fucked. They're going to be fucked. I mean, they're already fucked. The thing is, them waiting and giving us this fort, they would have to have the most epic combat reversal, and then they would have to, like, claw back stuff from us. I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can. They're going to be in pretty bad shape. Pretty bad shape. I mean, they can't use anything except for their beast... Like, look, there's nothing good in this army, guys. And this army can't even move. I don't even think they're going to patrol this turn. And what were they patrolling with this turn? Nothing that would kill Milkworts, I don't think. I think we magic phase a Milkwort on here. Well, no. These guys can move here. They're not going to be able to get this. This is their only good chaff left with Long Dead. These boars are straight up a fucking liability. The beast bats are good. But then they have a little bit of... a tiny bit of, of Long Dead and Foulspawn and Maenads. Like, there's nothing good in this army. They are in such deep shit. I mean, guys, I want this to sink in. They have an army made entirely of stuff that we're going to completely hard counter. They can't fight us. They can't fight us. This is like the nightmare scenario for piggies. The absolute nightmare. So I think that's it, guys. We're going to load these guys up on nature gems, and then we're going to go sit on top of this fort for 1 turn. Thaumaturgs. A clever move. I think the move he has to do is move these guys here, and then have them jump on top. Like Thaumaturgs and stuff. There's an Ananqui. We could move some Shaitan here too. I don't know. Probably not worth it. But yeah, that's going to be the death stroke of Mammon here. I think they're They're in their last dying gasps. They have an army that was here, and I assume it moved here. And it's going to be coming up to probably try to take back the cap. I mean, good luck. Good luck. They're going to get riggedy wrecked. And importantly, taking this province, which we'll have very, very shortly, we'll start being able to get Astral 1 mages, so we don't have to worry about Magic Duel. Now, that being said, we've now basically killed off both of the Astral nations, so not much to worry about there either. And nobody's going to really be able to take a straight up fight on us with us having Dom 9 soon. I think it's basically a good game right now. I mean, it's kind of funny because so many times the thing I Diplo against, like I didn't want to fight a 2v1, ends up being the thing that wins us the game. Like, the better thing for ctalis would have been to have agreed, like, done what I said and helped us versus Mammon, or eaten El Shu. Either of those would have been good. And the game state would have been manageable because we would have eaten Mammon. We wouldn't have enough thrones to win if people secured these, which I think was possible. And, they would have run through and taken all this stuff. But then we're an existential threat at that point. And then everybody would have to attack me, which would be them and elves and these guys, and maybe even the sea people if we've eaten enough of Mammon to get a piece of the pie. So, yeah, I think that would have been the better play for them. But we couldn't Diplo out of it, and we couldn't get them to do it. And as a result, the game state went even better for us. It went to the point of, like, there's not honestly much people can do now. We've killed the Astral Nations, and we have that which were like our weakness, right? And that they could Magic Duel our big brains, which we haven't really even been using yet. Hardly. So, yeah. Things are looking mighty, 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 mighty fine. Mighty fine. All right, guys. I think we're going to let you go. Take care.